Last year, the Blake School and Benilde-St. Margaret's met in the Section 5 lacrosse final to go to the state tournament, and now that was 2017, this is 2018, and they are both back in the final for Section 5 boys lacrosse. Hello everyone, I am Robert Christensen. I am here in behalf of ParkTV 16 Sports on location, and tonight we are broadcasting from Armstrong High School in Plymouth, Minnesota. And we are happy to be bringing you great boys lacrosse action tonight. Coming in ranked #1 in the state, undefeated, is the 14-0 Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights, and they are going to take on their arch rival, the Blake School, who comes in with a 9-6 record. But when these two teams meet, you can throw out the record books. It's a huge rivalry between these two private schools for the right to go and represent Section 5 in the state tournament. Last year, Benilde-St. Margaret's took care of the Blake School in that section final and went on to take runner-up in the state tournament. Earlier this year, these two teams met on May 1st, and Benilde-St. Margaret's beat the Blake School and have now beaten them 4 times in a row, going back 3 years. So tonight, the Blake School will attempt to upset the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights in boys varsity lacrosse in this Section 5 lacrosse final. Coming into tonight's matchup, the leading scorers for Benilde-St. Margaret's are, and the players to keep an eye on are senior Quinn Elin, number 24. In 12 games this year, they've played 14. He has 24 goals, 8 assists for 32 points. He's followed closely by Eric Weber, who has 23 goals and 22 assists for a team-leading 45 points. Also, Matthew Dowden has 21 goals on the year for no assists and 21 points total. Jerome Uhouse has 14 goals. And there is the bracket for the Section 5 boys lacrosse. You can see how they got here. And I will also tell you that Benilde-St. Margaret's has not given up a goal in the entire tournament. They wiped out Hopkins and blanked them. Then they wiped out Armstrong. I think they beat them 20-0, or they beat Hopkins 20-0, then Armstrong 14-0. And now they come and get the Blake School. So Benilde-St. Margaret's is favored to win this game in all accounts, but that's why they play the game. A lot of pride on this field, and I expect a very, very intense matchup. That's Buzz Williams. He's the experienced goaltender for Benilde. They are in white with red numbers, and they'll be going from our left to our right, and we are underway here in the 2018 Section 5 final from Armstrong High School. It's 79 degrees, light winds, 10 miles out of the north-northwest, and the Blake School will have the first possession of the game following the face-off. And with it there is number 2, Jackson Hubler. He's a junior mid-attacker for the Blake School, and they are underway and have the first possession in the far corner. That is number 4, Nick Crosby, with it for the Blake School. Now up top to number 2, Jackson Hubler. And that is number 28, Bobby Chancellor, junior midfielders. The Blake School being very deliberate here. We play 4 12-minute quarters in lacrosse. Winner goes to represent Section 5 at the state tournament in Chanhassen next week. Blake School now passing it very well. Very, very efficient, really precise passing around the perimeter. Great defense also by Benilde. Now trying to rush the net is number 28 for the Blake School, Chancellor. And his shot goes off the mark. And that brings a round of applause for the Red Faithful. The Red Knights have a nice fan base here, but Blake School does retain possession. That's number 9, Bjorn Holm, a senior attacker, being guarded closely there by Jack Wrigley for Benilde. And there's a shot, goes off the mark, out of bounds, and the Blake School retains possession. Clock still ticking here. Here's that replay. Ball gets deflected in front, and now the Blake School still has possession here. Just underway here, a minute and a half into the first quarter. I'm Robert Christensen, happy to be here, bringing all the action to you with our great camera angles here at the Plymouth High School football field, now lacrosse field. That behind the net is number 4, Nick Crosby, now being guarded closely by 17, Joe Rickman for the Red Knights. Crosby now looking for an opening and not finding any on the far side. Now pass almost gets by Bjorn Holm, who has to leap to get it. saving a possible turnover. Now Holm takes a shot, saved by Buzz Williams, and he gets it out quick. Nice breakout pass to Elin, 24, who crosses midfield, and now he's into the attack zone. Here comes Elin, pass over to 27. That is Eric Weber. Weber and Elin, the two #1 scorers on the team now. On offense for the first time, the Red Knights. Just under 10 minutes to go here. First quarter, Elin now with it. Up top to number 42. Turner Wine over to the right side for Benilde on attack. That is Jerome Newhouse. All prolific scores for the Red Knights. Now back behind the net, Eric Weber, also a dangerous scorer. Now to the near side, that is Jack Van Overbeck. Now up top to Wine, and now Benilde will deliberately approach the Blake defense with Turner Wine now rushing to the right side. Gets it to Van Overbeck. Van Overbeck back behind the net to Weber. Weber being guarded closely there by Noah Reagan of the Blake School. Now Van Overbeck looking to come in behind the net. Now gets it up top and over to Turner Wine now, who rushes the right side, lowers his shoulder, takes it back and takes a shot, and a big save there by the goalie for the Blake School, Jackson Lashow, just a 9th grader. Comes up big on defense, the goalie. No, excuse me, number 12 is Gavin McDonough, the junior goaltender for the Blake School. My fault there. So both goaltenders coming up big, and defense wins championships, and both goaltenders have made excellent saves on point-blank shots from close range. And now the Blake School is with their second possession in the Benilde zone. And both teams playing awesome defense here. Now we have a whistle and a turnover on the far side of the field, and Benilde will get their second possession now with 8:25 to go. Here's the replay of Turner Wine lowering that shoulder, then pulls up, takes the shot, and what a save. I'm not sure McDonough saw that. The sun is coming right over from where our Campbell angles are, and you can kind of see shadows are going to start to appear, and we'll see if that has any effect. But that goaltender on that far side of the field is looking possibly directly into the sun, McDonough, who now has the ball, and he'll bring it up on foot, stop it about the 35, get it over to the left side to number 26. That is Christopher Hovard, and now running into some problems. Van Overbeck getting in the way there. Now long pass intended for number 10. That is Lavac. Lavac corrals the ball and now has it on the left side, near side. Now to number 9, Holm. Up top to number 5, Weyerhauser. Blake Weyerhauser on the far side now. Blake on offense. No score here as we approach the midway point of the first quarter in this Section 5 varsity final. The right to go to the state tournament will be determined on this field right now. And there's a shot by number 5, Blake Weyerhauser. Takes a nifty pass from behind the net and deposits it on the left side of the goal. Number 28 created that. That is Chancellor, and he finds Weyerhauser right in front all alone. He split the defenders. Wrigley was there for Benilde, but was unable to do anything, and so the Blake School draws first blood. They are up 1-0 with 7:23 to go. So Blake Weyerhauser gets the goal. The Blake School draws first blood, and
time of the goal, 4:37.
4:37 the time of the goal, first quarter. Now we go back to the center circle at midfield. And with 7:19 to go here in the first quarter, Benilde gets the all-important face-off following that first goal, and they would love nothing better than to strike back quickly to take away any momentum that the Blake School has, and that is Van Overbeck behind the net. Being guarded closely there by number 26, Christopher Hovard. He's got the long stick. Now Weber with it. Second leading scorer on the Red Knights squad. Now to the near side, that is number 4, Patrick Burns, the sophomore. Gets it up top to Elin. He's the senior captain, the soul, and the leader of this team, and he comes right in from the right side, cuts in at angles, and scores that at mid-level, right past the goaltender McDonough, and Benilde answers right back following the face-off with Quinn Elin coming in and putting that ball right inside the left post, beating McDonough to tie it up at 1 apiece here. That goal coming with 6:42 to go in the first quarter. So Benilde, following the Blake School's first goal, answers right back in a hurry. Quinn Elin gets him on the board. We're tied at 1 here. Back to the center circle and the face-off. And these are all important. And now we have a whistle and a struggle, and Benilde gets it on the violation. Not sure what the violation was, but nevertheless, that's Turner Wine with it at midfield, and we are back underway here. Turner Wine now will circle back and get it over to number 20. That is Newhouse. And now Quinn Elin, he's got 1 goal and he wants more. Elin, 24 goals, that's at least his 25th. There's 2 games unaccounted for, and I'm sure he had a few of those in the prior games in this tournament here. Okay, that is number 18 with it. Shea Kinney Leonhardt. Leonhardt with it now. Back over to number 20, Newhouse. Newhouse back behind the net to Van Overbeck. Van Overbeck tried to come on the left side, stops, and faked the pass, still has it, exercising great ball control, takes a shot, it goes off McDonough's face mask. So saved by McDonough. Here's the replay, comes right in, point blank, wow, just whips it. And if it had not been for McDonough's head, that ball was going in the net. And there's another shot by Elin, coming from behind on the left side, looking for a 2nd consecutive goal here. Was that Weber? Excuse me, that was Weber. Now Van Overbeck as we're underway once again. Benilde retaining possession. And we're now at 6.5 minutes, 5.5 minutes to go here, first quarter. Benilde with it, following their first goal. This is the ensuing possession after Blake School got goal number 1 to start the match. Now Eric Weber behind the net. Puts the move on, comes around right side, and is turned around, and as he goes down, he attempts a shot, unable to put it on goal, but Van Overbeck has the rebound behind the net. Now on the far side to Elin, up top to Newhouse. 20, Jerome Newhouse comes in, takes a shot from about 10 yards, and it misses the net, goes out of bounds, and it looks like Benilde will retain possession. Clock stopped. No, still going. Just now, 5 minutes to go here, first quarter. Quinn Elin now out on the 30 on the far side, being guarded by number 6, Martin Nelson, the 9th grade defender for the Blake School. Here comes Elin. Elin with the game's first goal, coming on the right side, taking a couple hits, comes inside, takes a shot as he got hit. Ball loose in front, still loose, and the Blake School comes up with it. No, it's still loose. And Benilde has it. Newhouse on the far side at the 30. There was a whistle, and now they have it. Now behind the net, Van Overbeck over to Eric Weber on the near side. Weber at the 10-yard line there. Now up top, that's Quinn Elin. Elin, Weber now. Weber puts the spin move, comes along the goal line, and comes right in and scores. Boy, once you give up the baseline, so to speak, it's not exactly like basketball, but he put that spin move on. It gave him an opening. He came right in, and from a very close range, look at that spin move. And he comes right in, lowers the shoulder, maneuvers his body, keeps his face towards the net. He takes a big hit there at the end. Thank you very much. And that is Eric Weber. Puts Benilde up 2-1 here in the first quarter with 4:15 to go here. 2-1 Red Knights. Blake School has not beaten Benilde in a couple of years. They lost this exact same championship game a year ago. And now Benilde, after being down 1-0, has a 2-0 lead, and they just got possession again. Those face-offs are so critical. So Benilde now with possession. Again in the Blake School zone, and up top that is Shea Kinney Leonhardt, number 18, gives it up to number 4, Burns. Now Eric Weber in the corner, and he'll start out around to the right side, being guarded again there by 16, Noah Reagan. Putting the move on Reagan again there. Those two are going to be battling all night. And now big shot, number 5, Benilde's Matthew Dowden takes a huge shot. He just reared back, but a nice save by McDonough. Boy, he brought it all there, and McDonough just gets it off the right side of his net there, right on the frame, saving a goal. Boy, Dowden brought it all. Nice pass inside, getting pushed out, and nice defense there by number 24, Wurtelman, for the Blake School. I thought number 37 for Benilde, Stores, had a Excellent shot at a goal there, and nice defense by the Blake School as Van Overbeck has it behind the net. Van Overbeck now working the right side, comes in, shoots, and his ball goes wide right, but Weber has the rebound, nicely positioned by Weber. Now he puts the spin move on Reagan for the Blake School, gives it up to Van Overbeck. Now Van Overbeck up top to Dowden. Dowden does a spin move, takes another big shot, and this time he goes low, and he scores Benilde's third goal. And Benilde is off to the races now with their third consecutive goal. They've had the possession for the last several minutes, and they are up 3-1. Look at that way that he can shoot. He just hits it off the inside right ankle of McDonough for the Blake School. And Matthew Dowden, the junior, gets his 22nd goal of the year. And now the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights have 3 in a row on 3 consecutive faceoffs following the Blake School's initial goal. It really woke up the Red Knights. And now they win no, they don't. Yes, they do. Turner Wine comes up with it. 4th consecutive faceoff. Will it be a 4th consecutive goal? We're now with 2.5 minutes to go here, first quarter. There's Buzz Williams. The capable goaltender for the Red Knights runs it all the way down the field. Now he's in the offensive zone at the 25-yard line, and he gets cross-checked from behind, and a red flag comes up. Clock stopped here. 2:21, and we're going to have a penalty against the Blake School for that hack on Buzz Williams right there. Charging back, cross-check. If anybody doesn't think lacrosse is a rough game, that is Exhibit A in contradiction of that thought. So now Benilde will get the ball here. 2:21 to go here, first quarter. And sitting down, taking a knee, that is number 28, Bobby Chancellor. One of the more offensive, effective players for the Blake School, showing a little frustration. He didn't like the idea of the goalie coming down unaccosted for Benilde. And now he'll take a knee for about a minute, and now Benilde has a attacker advantage, and let's see if they can capitalize and get their 4th consecutive goal on their 4th consecutive possession here as we get into the late moments of the first quarter. And there's another shot by Dowden. Boy, he really cranks up, but McDonough able to corral that in his net, makes a nice save, and let's see if the Blake School can build on that little momentum. And now number 24 gets it hacked away nicely by Van Overbeck and Dowden. They double team the Blake School's Wordleman, and he gives up the ball. A costly turnover to the Blake School just when they needed to answer those 3 consecutive goals by Benilde. They give it up, and now Benilde is back in business with a minute and a half to go right now in the first quarter. Newhouse comes right in, and he shoots, and McDonough had a clear look at that and saved it, no problem. Well, we are seeing some expert goaltending on both sides tonight. Nice pass by McDonough. There's another example. Great outlet pass to Nelson for the Blake School. Nelson now with it, bringing it all the way. Oh, excuse me, that is number 28, Chancellor. Who just came off being in the penalty byline. He takes a shot, but whiffs on it, and now it's loose, and Quinn Elin has it. He's free down the middle of the field, across the 40. All by himself, comes in, puts the move on, takes the shot, and McDonough saves. Boy, you're watching great lacrosse action. Great rush there by Elin, shot and a goal back and forth here. And now we have a whistle and a turnover. The first I can remember on Benilde. So now the Blake School down 2 goals with now just 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter. He's going to try to get on the board, and now number 11 for the Blake School, Kyle Meredith, has it. He brings it in quickly. Just 35 seconds to go here, and now we have a whistle. And is that going to be a timeout? No. Turnover. Not sure what the cause was, but now here comes Benilde, number 18, Shea Kinney Leonhardt. Now he's going to try to add to their lead with just 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Now behind the net, Van Overbeck to Eric Weber. Over to number 4, Burns. Newhouse with it. Oh, I thought Van Overbeck's gonna take it. He takes a nice pass to Newhouse, who comes right down the middle. And from 7 yards away, he puts it in there and gets the 4th goal. And that has gotta be frustrating. I see the Blake School team showing their frustration. Hovard shoving. He did not get there. In fact, he was asleep, and he is late, and he has every reason to be frustrated himself. He was asleep at the switches. Newhouse saw the opening. Van Overbeck recognized the cutter in Newhouse, and Newhouse takes the pass and expertly puts it in the net for a 4-1 lead here. And that comes with just 7 seconds to go here in the first quarter of this Section 5 lacrosse final. And the face-off is controlled by, and that is the whistle ending the first quarter. Your score at the end of one quarter is Benilde-St. Margaret's 4, the Blake School 1. Come back for the second quarter.
Introducing a breakthrough in time management technology. A whole new day of the week. It's called Someday. Ingenious. Perhaps someday you were going to go skydiving. Enter a hot dog eating contest. Maybe ride a mechanical bull. Now, it's on the calendar. You may want to retire someday. Ready for that? You'll really want this. A My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov. You can estimate your future benefits, plan for your retirement, and how to save for it. If you already receive benefits, you can manage them online. Millions of people already have a My Social Security account. In fact, someone opens one about every 6 seconds. Get yours today, because someday is here at socialsecurity.gov.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Today we are at the Armstrong High School in Plymouth, Minnesota, and we are bringing you the Section 5 final of boys lacrosse, featuring the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights taking on the Blake School. The winner goes to the state tournament next week in Chanhassen, and after one quarter, the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights have a 4-1 lead. The first quarter started out with the Blake School drawing first blood, getting the first goal, but then Benilde-St. Margaret's answered right back within a minute, tying it up, and then they went on to score 3 more in a row. And that is how we arrived at 4-1 as we're about to begin the second quarter. This time the Red Knights are still in white with red numbers, but they'll be going from our right to our left. And we're underway, and that is Turner Wine, number 42, gets the possession. Benilde has been controlling the faceoffs. They've won just about every one of them. And now that is Jerome Newhouse, and he loses the ball and craftily picks it up. And now he gets it over to Eric Weber on the far side. Weber now playing the far upper right side. He's usually behind the net, so they've moved him to the right flank. And he is one of their more prolific scorers. Look for him to take some more shots here in the second quarter as a result. And now Quinn Elan bounces one in from about 12 yards away. He bounced it about 4 yards in front of McDonough, the goaltender for the Blake School. Sort of handcuffed him there, and Benilde picks up here early in the second quarter, right where they left off. This team looks awesome right now. They do look like the #1 team in the state. Quinn Elan, his second goal of the match, 5th for the team. They're now up 4 at 11:21 to go here. Second quarter, we go back to the center circle. There's the replay. What a shot by Quinn Elan. And now Benilde has won the next faceoff, and that is number 22 for Benilde with it, taking it right, Jack Banutsky, and he comes right down, and now he'll leave. Nice job by Banutsky, dominating that center faceoff circle. And Benilde has really, really dominated the Blake School here. Never seen them look better. They were really good last year, and they are much better this year. Boy, just 4 years ago, they had a losing record, and this program has really turned around. They had a coach by the name of Schurman who just stepped down 2 years ago, but last year, they have a new coach, and they are undefeated. So much experience on this Red Knight team as number 18, Shea Kinney-Leonhardt, now operates on the right side. Behind the net to Weber, gets it over to Van Overbeck. Just no mistakes by the Red Knights. Look at those passing, never a miss. Nice pass, look at that behind the pass. Number 37 for Benilde. That was outstanding, that catch. Column Stores. Wow, just grabbing that out of midair from close range. And kind of had to turn it in an awkward way on his wrist to catch it and then pass it again. There's another pass to Downing. And he takes a tough pass, able to handle it and get a shot off. It's blocked in front, but Benilde retains possession with Van Overbeck. Look at this. Yeah, okay, now back live here. That is Van Overbeck. Play back underway, and we now have exactly 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 5-1 is your score. And that Patrick Burns does turns back away. Good defense by the Blake Schools, number 24, Mason Wurtelman. Now coming in and delivering it, and Knight took a lot off that. Look at Eric Weber as he lets out a huge scream following that goal. He is so happy, and really what I notice about that goal is he comes in and rather than drill it, he just sort of lets it, like gravity does its work, momentum. Watch how he just lets the ball kind of come out of his basket. Just a little flick there, more so, I guess. Not this big windup, and way to read the situation and just give that ball enough momentum. Yeah, and he comes in with 23 goals, so that's his 24th. So now it's 6-1. Second quarter here, 9:42 to go. That goal comes in, and now Banuski does win another one. Boy, he is also the huge hero on this team. Winning those faceoffs is tantamount to winning games. And what a huge asset he has been for Benilde-St. Margaret's on this lacrosse squad this year. Okay, now Quinn Elin with it, and Benilde wins another one, of course, and they are looking for more goals. Hey, if you win the faceoffs, you're going to score more goals. It's just a matter of averages there. So now Quinn Elin taking his time. The Blake School, it's a really warm day, 80 degrees here, sunshine, mostly clear skies, not a lot of wind, a little humidity now in the air too. So we'll see if any fatigue sets in here, any cramping. And Turner Wine had it, and a whistle, and it looks like there's a timeout being taken on the field by the Red Knights. So timeout with 8:58 to go here, second quarter. Your score, Benilde-St. Margaret 6, the Blake School 1 in the Section 5 final. And also just trying to get a gauge on how this match might turn out. I was looking at their prior schedules to see if they had any common opponents. They did face each other on May 1st, with Benilde winning that at the Blake School 10-6. As we look at the Benilde team talking it over, probably not a bad time for Rob Horn, the coach, to take a timeout, even though they're up 6-1. You might have seen something. You might want to start changing strategy here a little bit with a 5-goal lead. Want to work that clock a little bit more. But just maybe just to calm down, take a deep breath here just before halftime. Not a bad strategy, even with the goal. Yes, it gives the Blake School a chance to regroup and maybe do something more effective against you. But with a 5-goal lead and their confidence and their record, Benilde is just cruising along here, and there's no reason to think that is going to change tonight. Okay, coming out of the timeout, we're about to begin. Benilde will retain possession. Again, 8:58 to go here, second quarter, and we're back underway. That's Jerome Newhouse, number 20, gives it over to Eric Weber. Now behind the net, Van Overbeck, number 1. Van Overbeck, over to Weber. Weber with it. He's already got a goal tonight. Now Van Overbeck. I don't think Van Overbeck has one, so look for him to want to get on the scoring column here tonight. Van Overbeck just right there. Look at the strategy of the defense. So they got McDonough, and they're just letting him sit there. They're not challenging him. There's a shot. Quinn Elin from way out, 12 yards away, delivers another goal for Benilde, and that is a hat trick for Quinn Elin. His third. He led off the scoring. He scored the first 2 goals for Benilde, and now he adds a third one from way out, and boy, he just catches that right under the crossbar. That is lacrosse sharpshooting at its finest. And that goal comes with 8:27 to go here, second quarter. And we're back underway. Center circle. And a whistle as Banuski wins another faceoff, and this time they whistled him, and now the Blake School finally on offense. It feels like eons since they've had an offensive possession, but now they do, and that is number 11 with it, 4 the Blake School, and he gets hacked there, Kyle Meredith, and there's a whistle, and now the Blake School starts again on the far side. Now up top to number 28, Bobby Chancellor. Chancellor now. There's Chancellor. Now he gets it over to number 11. That is Kyle Meredith. Chancellor with it, being guarded closely there by number 7, Alex Wiebert, the senior defender there for Benilde. And now Chancellor, number 8. So Benilde, not only a prolific scoring team, they're also very good on defense. They've only given up 1 goal in this entire tournament, and that was just at the beginning of this match tonight. Oh, nice pass, but misses the connection intended there for number 9 for the Blake School, Bjorn Holm, but Buzz Williams gets it instead, and he gets it out quickly, and now Benilde is in business as they come right down the middle of the field. Shea Kinney Leonard gives it up to Van Overbeck, and there is his goal. Number 7 for Benilde, and they are off to the races. Wow. Here comes Shea Kinney Leonhardt. He sees all kinds of daylight and gives it up. Nice pass to Van Overbeck, who at the same time turns, shoots, scores, and the Blake School just looks confused out there. Demoralized. And how can you blame them? It's 8-1 in the section final to go to the state tournament. And we are nearing the mercy rule. And Wisniewski just out snakes him on that one as well. Now Turner Wine, Benilde is going to lay down the law here tonight. It is 8-1, and they have won another face-off, and they want more goals. And now that is number 37 with it up top. Calum Stores. Now back behind the net. Van Overbeck, who just got the 8th goal. And this is just an absolute clinic that the Red Knights are putting on here in Lacrosse. Now Turner Wine backs it up 7 goals. They're gonna take their time, work that clock as we approach 6.5 minutes to go here, second quarter right now. We are at Plymouth Armstrong High School, and Turner Wine tries to rush, and he gets pushed away. Patrick Burns. So the Blake School coming out, playing aggressively, extending the perimeter just a little bit more. They want to stay competitive. They got to kind of come out, but that leaves them vulnerable. And there's Dowden's shot from way out. And that goes wide to the left, but Benilde retains possession. Clock still ticking, and 6 minutes to go here, second quarter, as we look at that replay. Now back underway, Van Overbeck behind the net to Eric Weber. Weber to Dowden. Dowden now, he'll back up as he looks back towards the bench, listening to some coach's instructions, and yeah, they are gonna go into sort of a, I don't know if I wanna say freeze the ball, but it doesn't look like they're gonna freeze it there as Dowden rushes, fakes the pass, comes right in, and he shoots. He wanted another goal, and his shot bounces wide left of the net, and Benilde will retain possession on that shot. Clock stopped, 5:32 here to go, second quarter, as we look at that shot also go wide left, and that looks like a carbon copy of the last replay we showed you, as Eric Weber now rushes behind the net, using it as a pick, and now he gets it Dowden this time. Dowden, his 3rd shot in a row, and 3rd time's the charm for Dowden. His 2nd goal of the night, and the 9th for the Red Knights, and now they have widened their lead to 8. Here is Weber now. He almost uses the net to rub off Ragon, number 16, but he hits Dowden, and this time Dowden goes high under the crossbar. And there he is, Matthew Dowden, getting the 2nd goal of the night for himself and the 9th for the Red Knights. And we are 2 goals from the mercy rule. And for those not familiar, that means the clock will continue running. So we go back to midfield, and this time Wisniewski is not taking the face-off. Looks like number 32 for the Red Knights, and this time the Blake School almost looks like the Red Knights conceded that, as number 32, let's see, number 32 is Drew Nylander. The sophomore our freshman actually took that, so Mr. Horn, the coach here from Benilde, going to the bench to get some experience here, already here in the second quarter with an 8-goal lead. Now the Blake School, Bobby Chancellor has it. Chancellor, and he looks a little tired up there. They're down 8. I don't know how you really get motivated here. Guess you just got to try to get the next goal and just build from there. So Chancellor being guarded closely by 32 Nylander. Chancellor comes in, Nylander pushes him back as he tries to pass it back, intended for Weyerhaeuser. Weyerhaeuser does get it eventually. Now over to number 9, Holm. And Holm does shoot and score, and he beats Buzz Williams low. So just as I was reading the epitaph on the Blake School for this season, they answer with a goal right there, and they are showing some signs of life as Bjorn Holm, the senior attacker, comes right in and with his left-handed shot delivers that goal, his 39th on the year.
Scoring that goal for the Bears, number 9, Bjorn Holm.
So with 4:36 to go,
Unassisted goal.
the Blake School cuts the lead to 7-9-2. And we go back to the center circle. Let's see if we got a new face-off person in there again. Benutsky comes back. I'll bet he does. Yep, he does, and he wins. That is right there the reason why winning face-offs wins championships. Now Buzz Williams has it behind the net. 4:22 to go here, first quarter. And with the ball there is number 2 for Benilde, Seamus Foley with the long stick as Turner Wine takes it across midfield, and he's got a little daylight as he gets triple teamed. He turns back around and gives it off to Quinn Elin, who now will trot it over to midfield. Elin with it, taking his time. 4 minutes to go right now in the half. Blake School scored the first goal and the most recent goal. Turner Wine comes out. Now that's Shea Kenny Leonhardt. Now down to the corner on the far side. Eric Weber to Van Overbeck. Now to Dowden, who got the last goal. Now Elin. Elin already has 3 on the night. And he backs up now. Now he'll approach, comes rushing, goes to the right side, getting pushed there by number 13, Dakota Johnson for the Blake School. And Elin's shot goes wide left with 3.5 minutes to go. Clock stopped, or 3:27, clock stopped. Here's Elin on the replay, comes in, he had a little daylight in his shot. They've been missing wide left on the bounce pass, so nice defense by the Blake School, keeping those balls off target. Now Dowden looking for his 3rd goal, and he takes a shot, he hits the post on the left side, and the ball comes bouncing out. Play still underway. Now, offside is the call. Turnover on the head shot by Dowden. Let's see the replay. He comes right in, gets hit pretty well, gets hacked from behind by 22 Hovard, Sebastian Hovard, but nevertheless, the ball hits the left post, and now the Blake School has the last goal, looking for their 2nd consecutive goal here before the end of the half with 2:50 to go. Down 7, if they can get the next goal here, that might start to build a little bit of momentum. Just what Benilde does not want to have happen, and coming in there and just getting hacked and drawing a flag is number 10 for the Blake School. Levi Havak came in and he got decked, and they threw a flag. So let's see what shakes out with that.
Technical violation called on Benilde's number 2.
So number 2, 30-second technical violation right there. The replay showed it, and there is Seamus Foley on his knee. So an advantage here for the Blake School for 30 seconds. Let's see if they can take advantage. Now, that is number 9 with it, who got the last goal, Bjorn Holm. He's their leading goal scorer. Now there's a pass. Nice passing by the Blake School, and boy, not a great high percentage shot there taken by Havak. I would have held up on that. He just is at a tough angle, and number 44, Jack Wrigley, comes in there and does a nice job distracting him. So excellent defense by the Red Knights as the Blake School starts off again on offense, and there's a shot and a goal from a 45-degree angle to Buzz Williams' right. Number 2, I believe, had that goal. Let's see, who had that? Yeah, number 2, Jackson Hubler, the junior, gets the goal, and now it is 9-2-3 with Blake School getting the last 2. So a little bit of a momentum changer here late in the second quarter. 2:15 to go. Your score is 9-3, so don't turn that channel just yet. This game is to go to the state tournament. These high schools are not going to give up, and the Blake school's not going to give up. And now, Benilde gets the face-off at Benilde. They are tired of this, I'll guarantee it. They want to get a goal, and really quickly here. The last thing they want to do is give the Blake school any type of momentum. They had them demoralized just a few minutes ago, but boy, what 2 goals will do to increase your optimism if you're a Blake school fan. Now, Jerome Newhouse with it. Minute 45 to go right now. Second quarter. It's really been all Benilde here, and they may just hold the ball here and take a last shot. There's Quinn Elan. He's got 3 goals on the night, and he's going to spin and back up. Now, minute and a half to go right now, second quarter. Section 5 lacrosse final. Winner goes to the state tournament. That is Eric Weber on the far side. I'll keep an eye on the clock for you. Eric Weber spins around. Reagan for the Blake school. Nice job on defense. Now Quinn Elan. Elan with it. Tries to put the move on, being guarded well there by number 6, Martin Nelson for the Blake school, and there's a shot, a goal. Elan, really the leader on the team, along with Eric Weber and a slew of others. But nice reversal of angle comes in, and he's able to get that ball up and down, and that is experience, and that is a nice answer. So with 1:04 to go, Benilde answers and stops the 2-goal run by the Blake school. Quinn Elan, 4th goal of the year, makes it 10-3. As we go back to the center circle, and that is Benilde with it at the face-off, and he has been, and the Blake school gets that one. Bobby Chancellor wins that one, so Blake school, they're not going away yet, and now we have a whistle and timeout with 55 seconds to go here, second quarter. Broadcasting from Armstrong High School, the home of the Falcons. This is the Section 5 final. And we are just at the tail end of the second quarter. The Blake school, having been down 9-1, had come back and scored 2 to cut it to 9-3, and now Benilde has just answered back. 55 seconds left, and then following that goal and the face-off, the Blake school won that face-off, and they took time out to talk over their strategy, and they desperately want to get one more goal to go into halftime with. That would really set the stage for a possible comeback in the third and fourth quarters. And you can see we have a really quite a large crowd here in the main grandstand from both schools, both huge lacrosse traditions here in the metropolitan area. And there are the 4 fans in the sun weathering the heat. And boy, when you're sitting on those hot metal bleachers in 80-degree heat, that is more like 100 and something. But they look like they're enjoying it. There you see a beautiful backdrop, the wooded area of the Plymouth Armstrong High School campus here. Minnesota blessed with lots of great high schools and athletics. Okay, we're coming out of the timeout here in the second quarter. Blake school will have possession with 55 seconds. They're down by 7 goals. They'd like to get at least one here before halftime without giving up any more. Now at the top, that is number 2 who got the last goal for them. That is Jackson Hubler now. Hubler at the 40-yard line, 45 seconds to go. Hubler now trying to rush, and he gets pushed away by Turner Wine. Nice defense by Wine. Now back up top to number 5. That is Weyerhaeuser. He also has a goal for the Blake school. Now the other one that has a goal is that guy, Holm. Holm being guarded well by Quinn Elan. Elan, now he gets by, Elan comes in, shoots, and his shot goes wide to the near side to the right of Buzz Williams there. Here's the move. He got a little daylight, had a little opportunity, but Buzz Williams is right there guarding that right post. Nice defense by Benilde. Now the Blake school. We are 18 seconds to go. That is number 4 with it, Nick Crosby. Crosby up top to number 11. Kyle Meredith. Meredith now backs way up, but only 9 seconds. He's going to take one kamikaze run, I think, and he does take a shot. And Buzz Williams corrals it with the save. Out to Turner Wine. 2 seconds to go. Wine takes a desperate shot from midfield, and it goes over the crossbar as we hear the sound ending the second quarter. And there is your score at halftime. Benilde 10, Blake 3. come back for the third quarter.
If I say heads up, what does that mean to you? It means be aware, be alert. Be prepared to prevent something bad from happening, like a concussion. Most concussions are preventable if you make the effort. Wear a helmet when you bike, wear a seatbelt when you're in the car, and always be aware and be safe. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. You want to prevent a concussion? It's time to be heads up.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location and the Section 5 Boys Lacrosse Section Final for the right to go to the state tournament. I am Robert Christensen. Thank you for joining us. And we are about to begin the second half from the Armstrong High School football field in Plymouth, Minnesota on this beautiful late afternoon, early evening night in early June in Minnesota.
Let the boys know how much we appreciate it because they're giving it all they've got.
We are about to begin the second half. Benilde-St. Margaret coming in undefeated, 14-0, has a commanding lead at 10-3. However, the Blake School did show some signs of life late in the second half. And let's see what happens here in this decisive third quarter. And Benilde gets the face-off for Benilde, and quickly now down to Weber on the lower right side. And Benilde now in the third quarter will be going from our left to our right in white with red numbers. The Blake School in their customary dark green uniforms and white numbers. And so Benilde, after getting a 10-3 lead in the first half, has won the first face-off of the second half, and that is Jerome Newhouse with it. On the near side, now gets it up to Quinn Elin, number 24. That is Elin. Elin being guarded by Bobby Chancellor. That has been a great matchup between those two great players here on the field tonight. Now back in the corner, Eric Weber loses it momentarily, but comes up with it. And Weber, the very skilled attacker, comes right in on point blank and does a little dipsy-do and dips it over his shoulder and dumps it in the net to get Benilde off to a great start here in the third quarter. Eric Weber, his second goal of the night, and he came right in there getting harassed, breaks free, and then right here, just whoop, right there, just kind of swoops it in there, showing great agility, body control, toughness, speed, agility. All those attributes makes a great lacrosse player, and Eric Weber embodies all of those attributes, and he uses all of those skills to his advantage and gets that goal there with 11 minutes and 11 seconds to go, and Benilde now up by 8. And that matches their largest lead of the evening. They were up 9-1 in the second quarter before the Blake School came back with 2 goals. But now Benilde has answered with 2 of their own. And I just pointed out to me by Paul Broden, our producer and director, that we have a new goalie in there for the Blake School. And that is number 15, Tyler Hayes. Hayes is a senior, getting some playing time in this section final. The starting goaltender, Gavin McDonough, is a junior, and he is an excellent goaltender, one of the best in the state. But Benilde-St. Margaret's just is loaded with firepower, and they are the best team in the state and the team to beat. Last year they lost to Egan in the state championship final, and they may see Egan again. I think Egan has another powerful team as well. So it wouldn't be a surprise if we see a rematch in the state final, unless Benilde somehow lets this game slip away. But I don't see that happening, as they are enjoying an 8-goal lead as Eric Weber gets taken down by Reagan, and Reagan takes it away, no whistle, and now the Blake School gets a rare turnover, and that is number 6 with the spin move. Martin Nelson comes down the field, and he gets the ball ahead to number 22. That is Sebastian Hovard. Hovard now on the far side, and the Blake School now in business on offense. That is number 4, Nick Crosby now with it. Bobby Chancellor comes into position on the far side. Keep an eye on him. Now that's Weyerhauser. He also has one of the 3 goals, as number 22, Hovard, comes off of the Blake School. Nice job by him getting that ball into the offensive zone, and now behind the net. Number 4 with it is Nick Crosby. Crosby being guarded closely by number 17 for Benilde, Rickman. Rickman all over Crosby, but Crosby gets away, and he takes a shot. And a big save by Buzz Williams. Williams having a great night in nets tonight, and now that's out to Elin, and now to Turner Wine, and boy, I just love watching how well Buzz Williams and the Benilde defense picks up those rebounds or makes the save and quickly gets the ball to an outlet pass, and it gets it down the field so fast. Really, really well coached and experienced team here, the Red Knights. Now Eric Weber works the ball on the right side, gets it back to Van Overbeck. And now that is Matthew Dowden, another one of the leading scorers. Dowden, number 5. He's got one of the hardest shots I've seen, and he gets it up top there to Jerome Newhouse. Newhouse down low to Weber, and he takes a shot, and it just goes over the crossbar. And the head of goaltender Tyler Hayes. Wow, that had some pace on it. And if you ever felt those balls, they're hard rubber, man. And boy, that ball sailed on him. And you can see the sun is in the eyes of Hayes there. It certainly looks like it. And now that ball goes over the head of Van Overbeck, a rare turnover for the Red Knights. And so the Blake School will take over on offense with 8:13 to go. Third quarter, clock now back underway. That is number 26 with it for the Blake School, Christopher Hovard. Now that is Hayes. Hayes gets it up, and it's intercepted and picked up by Quinn Elin. Elin comes across the 50, leaves a couple Blake School defenders in the dust, and now he moves it ahead. And that looks like Weber with it. It is Weber as he backs away now and allows his teammates to set up shop on offense. Weber now catching his breath, being guarded there by number 2, Jackson Hubler, who also has one of the 3 goals for the Blake School. Here comes Weber, drives the baseline, or the goal line, I should say. It's not really the base. And there's a quick pass and a shot. I thought it was in the net, but it was on the side of the net by Patrick Burns. Burns a shot, and now the Blake School has it. That is number 2, Hubler. Hubler now down the middle of the field, and he's being chased by Burns, and Burns causes him to check up, but now he keeps coming now. Number 2, Hubler. Back up top, Bobby Chancellor now with it, number 28. And we got a whistle, and I think I heard timeout. With 7:06 to go in the third quarter, the Red Knights coach, Rob Horn, decides to take a timeout here midway through the third quarter, even though his team is up by 8, matching their largest lead of the night. Again, when you have that lead, not a bad idea to call timeout here just to check in with the players. Maybe he's noticing something. Clearly the Blake School was getting some kind of momentum, although they still have a huge row to hoe here if they're going to get back in this one. But there is the brackets. We don't have the scores, but I do have some of them. As I was indicating, Benilde back on June 4th at the top of your bracket. They got by Hopkins. I think they beat them 20-0. Then they beat Armstrong 14-0. And now they're here facing the Blake School. And if I can bring the Blake School scores to you of late, they beat Totino Grace. I think those seeds might be interchanged, but nevertheless, they beat Totino Grace 21-5. And then I don't have their score of their semifinal, but I think they gave up 5 goals there. So clearly Benilde has all the stats, they have all the experience, and they have an 8-goal lead here halfway through the third quarter of the section final. And we're back underway with the Blake School. See if they can claw their way back into it. Now on the far side, number 4 with it, that is Nick Crosby for the Blake School. Now up top to Bobby Chancellor, number 28. He's being guarded by Turner Wine, number 42 for Benilde, and there's a shot by Bobby Chancellor. Buzz Williams knocks it down in front, ball loose, picked up and almost by Havek, and he gets elbowed, but then he scores it anyway. What action there. Here he comes in, Bobby Chancellor. Buzz Williams cannot control the rebound, and there is Havek. He takes a huge hit, and he had the ball the whole way and deposited it in the net. What toughness displayed there, but are they calling it off? I didn't think I saw. But boy, they shouldn't call that off because it ended up in a goal being scored by, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, Lavek. But here he is, picks it up, and just as he's gonna shoot, he gets hit with an elbow by number 28. Tucker Turton just delivers the forearm thrasher. I'm trying to think of my old WWF days.
Number 28.
It was the forearm smash by the Crusher. But now we're underway, so no goal on that sequence, and that's unfortunate for Havlik because he took the brunt of that shoulder or that elbow right to the head and scored the ball, and all that effort for nothing. And here comes Benilde now. Turner wide on the far side, wheels around. Benilde firmly in control of this final match. 6 minutes to go, coming up on it now, right about now. 6 minutes to go. Now Elon behind the goal. He's got 4 on the night. And he wheels around, getting double teamed as he turns on the speed a little bit and turns it around. Now gives it up to Jerome Newhouse, number 20. And they are really spreading out. The Blake School's really now putting the pressure on, extending the perimeter way out. And if they do want to get back in this, they really have no choice. Now Matthew Dowden with it. Another prolific scorer for the Red Knights, and he will trot around. I'm sure the Red Knights want to take it easy here. That's probably a little bit of the instruction. Be aggressive, but maybe work the clock a little here. Don't give the Blake School any chance to feel any type of momentum. They are a dangerous team, and they can come back if you let them. So Van Overbeck now with it, gets it up top. Newhouse back to Van Overbeck. I expect to see a lot more of this keep away as we now get to 5 minutes. And really smart move here, just in case things don't go right. Quinn Elon now spins around, gets a nice dangerous pass over to Shea Kinney Leonhardt, and his shot goes down and over the crossbar, and Eric Weber gets it behind the net and quickly gets it to Van Overbeck, who gets it up to Elon, and now Elon turns back around and clearly following the timeout. The Red Knights are going to go into a stall-type offense here, and rightly so. As much as all these guys love to score, it's probably smart just to play keep away unless you got an open shot and you can't resist taking it. As Matthew Dowden now swings around, and now we're at 4:20, and they are definitely in squeeze unless you get a shot like that. And nice save there by Hayes for the Blake School. Rebound picked up by Eric Weber, and so they get away with a shot. And now up front to Shea Kinney Leonhardt, who hasn't scored yet. He tries to shoot it as he gets hit, and coming away with the ball with the long stick is Christopher Hovard, and Hovard now has it for the Blake School, and he tries a pass all the way across and connects briefly with number 6 Martin Nelson, and he gives it up, but then he comes away with it, and it comes loose. What action at midfield. And now number 9 for the Blake School, Holm has it. Holm comes in, and he gets triple teamed. He still has possession. Now loses it. It's on the ground, and it's picked up by Jack Wrigley. And now back to Buzz Williams, and Williams with pressure on him gets it over to number 44, Jack Wrigley. What play there, back and forth, and now the Red Knights have it as Wrigley brings it across midfield. And we have a whistle and timeout now taken by the Red Knights with 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this section final, third quarter. And here's the replay. Dowden coming right in, and boy, Hayes just gets a piece of it. Then it comes loose, and Weber picks it up. That is such a skill, just picking balls up off the ground. Great fundamental there if you're going to be any good as a team, is picking up those loose balls. And so now Benilde, this is their third time out of the match despite their lead. So Coach Horn being very careful, instructing them along the way. I'm looking at him, and he is busy talking. They got the defensive coach talking to the defense. They got the offensive coach talking to the offensive players. So lots of coaching going on, even with an 8-goal lead with 3:20 to go in the third quarter. They are now just 15 minutes and 20 seconds for their second consecutive state tournament bid. And now Benilde now will emerge from the timeout. They have the ball to start here with 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Gorgeous night here in Plymouth, Minnesota, home of the High school, Armstrong, Falcons. Virtually no wind. Look at that beautiful backdrop there. Nice wooded area lot here where this high school football field is situated. Kind of almost like a nature bowl there with all those trees coming right up to the fence behind the grandstand across the way there. And we are about to begin. That is Jerome Newhouse, number 20 for the Red Knights, and we are underway. 3:20 to go here, third quarter. Red Knights now with it. Number 37 for them is Caleb Storrs. Storrs now over to Burns. Burns gets it to Van Overbeck. Van Overbeck being guarded closely by Hovard for the Blake School. Hovard and Van Overbeck. Van Overbeck now way out up top here, and now he puts a move on Hovard, comes in, cuts to the left, takes a shot, and Hayes gets a piece of it. Goes over the net and out of bounds, but Weber picks it up as Benilde retains possession. 2:52 to go here now, third quarter. Burns behind the net, being guarded closely by 22 Sebastian Hovard for the Blake School. Now Van Overbeck, who usually is behind the net, now assuming the position up top and to the right of Hayes, the goaltender for the Blake School. Now Burns with it. Burns keeps it. He comes out up top. Now he chases in, now gets turned back away nicely by number 22. Good defense by Sebastian Hovard for the Blake School. Now Newhouse with it. As they work the right side on Hayes, you know the sun is in his eyes, and that's where I would attack him because I think that sun is still playing a role. Shadows are just starting to creep on the near sidelines here. As you can see, Van Overbeck in the sunshine there, being guarded by Bobby Chancellor. And yes, Benilde still maintaining a much more deliberate style of offense with the goal. And now here in the second half, nice pass to Newhouse. Hayes gets a save and a piece of it. Hayes in relief of McDonough has come up with 2 saves, but the ball is loose, still loose. Players on the ground and coming away with it. Looked like Benilde's number 37, Storms, comes away with it, and he does, and play back underway now. Minute and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter right about now. Now Eric Weber with it. Weber behind the net, trying to get their largest lead of the match here. And now it is lost by Weber and picked up by number 26, Hovard. And Hovard tries a long pass intended for number 24, Wurtelman, and he couldn't connect with him. And now Benilde has it way back, and that's Buzz Williams. And he gets decked from behind, and that draws a flag. Number 9, Holm cross-checks Williams from behind. There's a flag on the ground, and there'll be a penalty coming up on the Blake School. Nice pass ahead to Jerome Newhouse. And now down to Van Overbeck. And now they got numbers, and he comes in, he shoots, he scores! Over the shoulder of Tyler Hayes. And with the flag on the ground, way back at the near end by Buzz Williams, Benilde execute a flawless length field play, and Van Overbeck comes and just zips that in right under the chin of Tyler Hayes, the goaltender for the Blake School. And now the Red Knights have their largest lead at 12-3, 9 goals, and that goal comes with 51 seconds left in the third quarter.
Scoring for the Red Knights.
Wow, what action there. Up and down, and the long pass, the defense, the check behind the net on Buzz Williams. He gets up, gets that ball out. Great resilience being displayed by the Benilde Red Knights. And there is again number 22, Jack Butnewski, with another face-off win for the Red Knights. And they are back in business on offense now with 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Van Overbeck now, he's got 2 goals on the night. Benilde has 12, Blake 3. Late here in the third quarter in this Section 5 final. 20 seconds to go now. Van Overbeck trying to get one more here to get to that 10-goal double-digit lead here in the section final. There's Elin. He looks back at the clock. 9 seconds to go. He's at the 40. Long distance to cover. Being guarded by Bobby Chancellor. Now he gets it to Van Overbeck. He takes a shot, and it goes wide left and out of bounds with 2 seconds to go. And Benilde takes it down and tries to hit Elin coming in, and they blow it dead as he was a little premature in starting out. So Dowden will start on the far side, and he'll try to get a cutter and just throws it in the middle, and that is the whistle ending the third quarter with your score 12-3. Come back for the final fourth quarter.
You're always trying to keep your kids safe, right? What about preventing concussion? Concussion can happen anywhere, on a sports field, at the park, even at home. So you need to know the ABCs. Assess the situation, be alert for signs and symptoms, and contact a healthcare professional. Most kids recover completely, but seek care to help them get better faster. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. Keep kids safe. It's as simple as ABC.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports on Location. Tonight we are broadcasting from Plymouth, Minnesota, in the home of the Armstrong High School Falcons. They are hosting the Section 5 Final Boys Lacrosse meet between number 1 ranked Benilde-St. Margaret's and number 2 ranked Blake. But it has really been all Benilde-St. Margaret's throughout the match. After the Blake school got the first goal of the match, it's really been all Benilde. They just attained their largest lead at 9 just before the end of the third quarter, and we are about to begin the fourth quarter. The Blake school needs to have a miraculous comeback, down 9 here. In lacrosse, you can score quickly, so it's not unheard of, but going against 14-0, number 1 ranked Benilde-St. Margaret's, last year's state runner-ups, it is a tall order to say the least, but we will find out here soon enough as we go to the center circle. That is Jack Benewski, the prolific face-off expert for Benilde, and he gets another one with that left knee brace and everything, and now Dowden has it, and Benilde is back in business on offense. That is number 7 with it, Alex Wiebert now into the match on offense, as Dowden already has 2 goals tonight, being guarded closely there by number 24, Wurtelman. Dowden now with it behind the net. Dowden working hard against Wurtelman. And Wurtelman, Wagon comes away with it as the Blake school takes it away. And now they have a chance here with their first possession early in the fourth quarter. But if they have any chance of getting it, they got to score right away. And that is number 20, Thomas Nelson now. As he comes in, a one-man wrecking crew finally gives up the ball to number 10, Levi Lavac. And Lavac with it now, and off comes number 20, Thomas Nelson, bringing a needed boost of energy to the Blake school on offense. Let's see if that ignites a spark with number 11 with it now, Kyle Meredith. Meredith now gives it up to number 4 for the Blake school. That is Crosby. Crosby being guarded closely by number 17, Joe Rickman for Benilde, and that ball goes out of bounds, and the Blake school, I think, will retain possession now. Just under 11 minutes to go in the match as number 10, Lavec trying to get in. He takes a shot, and Buzz Williams lost as he blocked it. He lost sight of it, didn't know where it was, and finally located it and scoops it up. Nice save there by Buzz Williams, and he outlets it to Quinn Elin in the middle of the field, and he has plenty of daylight as he crosses midfield. Now at the 30, gives it over to Shea Kinney Leonhardt, but he loses control of it. Ball loose on the far side, no one knows where it is. Now picked up by, it's Wurtelman with it for the Blake school. Up ahead, he overshoots number 4 badly, Nick Crosby. Big mistake there by the Blake school. Just when they thought they had an opportunity, that was a big miscue on the pass. There's the replay. There's Buzz Williams looking for it. And a chance there for the Blake school to get their 4th goal, but unable to do so as Buzz Williams now gets it over to number 37, Caleb Storrs, as he brings it across midfield. Now cuts back towards the middle, being guarded by number 6. That is Martin Nelson. Not to be confused with Thomas Nelson of the Blake school. Now ball back behind, and Van Overbeck has it. He's got a couple goals tonight. Now to Matthew Dowden. He's got a couple goals tonight. Now up top to Shea Kinney Leonhardt. Leonhardt being guarded closely by 22, Hovard. Blake school not giving up, showing great school intensity as Weber hits the crossbar, and it comes bounding way back out to Storrs. Wow, what action there. What a shot from way out by Weber. Hit the crossbar square, and it came bounding way back out, and just as their luck would have it, Benilde gets possession again. The Blake school just having a hard time getting any breaks at all as clock is stopped here. Now back underway. 9 minutes to go here in the match. As Shea Kinney Leonhardt does the spin move. Now passes it up to Dowden. Takes a huge shot and gets a shot back from number 24, Wurtleman, as he lets that go. Here's that replay. Big shot and big hit. Wurtleman puts on him. But Benilde still has possession with Weber on the far side. Comes wheeling in, and nice save by Tyler Hayes. Boy, Tyler Hayes has come in under difficult circumstances for the Blake School and has performed admirably in goal, coming up with numerous saves. The score could have been a lot worse, and that is a tough deal coming in, not being the starter in this section final, and he is playing very well. Nicely done by Tyler Hayes there for the Blake School, as they are now on offense, as Bobby Chancellor slips over on the far side and draws a whistle, and that is a turnover, and now Benilde has it, and that is Jerome Newhouse now as he crosses midfield. Gets it ahead to Weber. Weber now behind the net to Van Overbeck. 8:15 to go here in the match. Van Overbeck now with it. Now looking for a streaking Jerome Newhouse as he came right down the center of the lane. He hits him just a few yards in front of Tyler Hayes, and Newhouse puts it in the net for the 14th goal, and an 11-goal lead now for the Red Knights of Benilde, and they are going to the state tournament. There is no doubt about that. With 8 minutes to go and a 14-3 lead, I think Dandy Don Meredith would be safe in singing "Turn Out the Lights." The party is over. It's all going to be just a celebration now, and this Benilde team has a lot to be proud of. After being runner-ups last year in the state tournament, they have come back this year with an undefeated season all the way through the section final tonight. That as we look at Jake Banuski going in for another face-off. And just look at how low these guys get, and look at that great camera angle there by our camera crew. And look at Banuski. Love to interview him to find out what his technique is. Weber takes another shot from the far right at a 45-degree angle, and that ball goes sailing out of bounds, but Benilde will retain possession. And apparently no mercy rule in the section final, as they do have an 11-goal lead, and we'll keep an eye on that clock, but it did stop there momentarily. Less than 8 minutes to go here, fourth quarter. Benilde comfortably in front, nursing this game to a state tournament as Turner Wine now piles it on. With 7:44 to go, he drills a shot from way out, far angle in the sunshine. Turner Wine gets in the scoring column, and now it is 15-3, and Benilde is serving notice on the rest of the state tournament field that they are ready to take that tournament next week. I thought this game might be kind of close. The Blake School has an excellent history of lacrosse success, but it has been all Benilde tonight. And the clock is stopped, so no mercy rule in the finals, at least as far as I can tell. So, okay, back underway. Jack Banuski back in there, wins another face-off. Or no, that was, yep, Banuski did take that face-off, and now Benilde has it, and that is number 10 now in the match. Noah Swindlehurst, senior attacker for Benilde, and now Shea Kinney Leonhardt has it. He gives it up to Quinn Elin, and there is 7:19 to go. Elin now with it. Elin trots around, being guarded there by Thomas Nelson of the Blake School. Elin fakes a pass, now backs up. Look at the agility of these guys. And now he tries to take a quick shot, gets knocked down in front. Rebound goes to the Blake Schools. Number 6 gets it. Martin Nelson, nice job scooping that up as he comes off. He looks a little hurt, but nice job there by Nelson. And down in the Benilde end, a shot, and ball comes out, and now Benilde is quickly back down the court. And there's a nice cross pass over to number 12, Lachau, Jackson Lachau with it. And now Weber comes up with it behind the net. 6:28 to go here in the match. Number 10 now, Swindlehurst with it. Swindlehurst gets it up to Burns now, number 4, as we approach 6 minutes to go, fourth quarter in the Section 5 final. Burns now being guarded by number 2, Jackson Hubler. Burns puts the Shake and bake move, doesn't work. Now he gets it over to Shea Kenny Leonhardt. He picks a move and takes a shot, and his shot goes wide left of Hayes in goal, but Benilde will retain possession with Weber now back underway. Weber being pushed there by number 16, Noah Reagan, and he comes in and scores on the spin move. Blows by Reagan and gets another goal, and the clock is still running. The mercy rule is now in effect. And with 5:30, 5:23, 5:22 to go, let's look at the replay by Weber. And boy, that spin move lowers the shoulder, then comes right in and puts the bounce pass way in front of Tyler Hayes, and it goes over his shoulder and into the upper right-hand corner of the net. And now with 5 minutes to go in the match, right about now, Jack Benuski goes back to the center circle with a 16-3 lead and a guaranteed bid to the state tournament next week. It all starts next Tuesday over at Chanhassen High School. Check the Minnesota State High School website for the time of the match, but it'll be next Tuesday at Chanhassen High School, and the semifinals might move to Minnetonka, or the final might move there, but I know that round one, I think, is in Chanhassen, almost positive, but it's next Tuesday at either one of those high schools. Benilde now with the ball, less than 5 minutes to go. Huge lead here, 13 goals. Mercy rule in effect, as Jerome Newhouse now will work on number 27, Jackson Saunders, the senior. And that ball now, shot goes off the mark, as Benilde will retain possession here. Here's the replay, and that shot taken by number 12. Jackson Lashau off the mark, and now Newhouse has it as play resumes, under 4 minutes to go. That's Jerome Newhouse, number 4. He'll go to his right, being guarded by number 27, Saunders. And now to 21 for Benilde, that is Pepe Smith. Smith with it now. Smith on the left side, just a sophomore, getting some tournament experience as he comes in. And he tries to throw the ball. 2 flags come out simultaneously. I didn't see what happened. Maybe we can catch on the replay. Let's see, I thought maybe it concerned number 16, Regan, right there. There's the cross, and then the extra little love tap there on the back of the head on Pepe Smith. Puts number 26 for the Blake School, Christopher Hovard, on one knee. There you can see him there as clock continues to run down. We are now at 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter right now.
1 minute for an illegal body check.
And the call is 1 minute for an illegal body check. And with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go, play back underway. Back behind the net, Pepe Smith. No, that's Eric Weber still in the match. Weber gives it up to Van Overbeck. Now up top to Burns, to Quinn Elin. Jerome Newhouse back to Weber, and around the horn we go. Weber now up top to Elin, and Elin takes a shot, and saved by Tyler Hayes. Nicely done. And now a nice pass by Hayes. Lead out pass to number 13, Dakota Johnson, and he couldn't quite handle it. Now the ball is loose, but what a pass by Hayes. And now Jerome Newhouse for the Red Knights has it. He brings it across midfield, gets it ahead to Van Overbeck. Van Overbeck all alone, gets it to Van Elin. He'll take another shot, and he scores it this time. From 15, 20 yards away, he took the pass from Van Overbeck, and Quinn Elin, there's Van Overbeck, and wide open, just takes the nice little hop, shot, and goal by Quinn Elin. That's 5 on the night for the senior as he'll exit. 1:40 to go here and counting. That is your score, 17-3. If there's one silver lining for the Blake School, they're the only school that scored any goals at all in this 3-game tournament for Benilde Red Knights. But it is a coronation of the Section 5 champs, undefeated Benilde-St. Margaret's. They will remember this season for the rest of their lives, these Benilde players. Going undefeated to the state tournament is something special at any sport. And now that is the Blake School with it, number 4, Nick Crosby, and we approach 1 minute to go here right about now. 1 minute as we look at number 11, Meredith, for the Blake School. Now over to number 5, Weyerhaeuser. Last minute here, Section 5 final, boys varsity lacrosse. There's a nice pass and a shot and a save by Buzz Williams. So he closes the door even late. Not going to give up another goal to the Blake School. Now number 7 for Benilde, Alex Weber. Nice pass ahead to number 12. That is Jackson Lischau. Lischau gives it to Weber, and he scores another one. And they are not letting up here. With 27 seconds to go, it is now 18-3. Eric Weber scores another one. Nice pass by Jackson Lischau on that to set that one up. Clock still running, 10 seconds. I don't know if we're going to get another face-off as we look at the final replay of the night as Weber just drills it past, and we're at 3, 2, 1. Stay tuned for the ceremony following this Section 5 final, and that is the final horn. To end this Section 5 final, your final score, Benilde-St. Margaret's 18, the Blake School 3. Benilde-St. Margaret's is your Section 5 champion, and they will be headed to the state tournament next week. In a few minutes, we're going to have an awards ceremony. As you can see, the perfect Benilde-St. Margaret's high school lacrosse team congratulating each other. And another berth to the state tournament. Rob Horn, the coach in his first year, succeeding the longtime coach, brings the Red Knights back to the state tournament here in 2018 with an impressive, dominating performance over their arch nemesis in lacrosse, the Blake School, as they come out now for the customary sportsmanship handshake. Believe me, these guys know each other very, very well. Their schools are not that far from each other physically. And hugs being shared by both teams. This is what's fun about high school athletics, is watching these state tournament section finals. So stay tuned for the awards presentation. And the medal presentation for both schools. Of course, Benilde will be getting the gold medal. And they will be participants in the 2018 state tournament in lacrosse. And a lot of fans here for Benilde cheering their 15-0 Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. They have been a fun team to watch and cover and broadcast all year as they were last year. Those players are all the same players they had on last year's team, and expectations have got to be high at Benilde for this team to win a state tournament this year. And it all happens next week. So the teams are getting in alignment here for the medal presentation, and we will be bringing that to you here in just a second. And hopefully you can hear the public address announcer here at Armstrong, so I will listen to him and try to pass along whatever information I can. Just identify the players, if nothing else. So this is Region 5 AA. PA announcer mentioned 6, but apparently you can't hear him very well, so I will try to narrate this as best I can.
Presented to the athletes by school representatives from both Blake and Benilde-St. Margaret's.
So the
Associate Athletic Director is Nathan Hennessy.
So Nathan Hennessy in the blue shirt right at the 50-yard line will be presenting, along with a representative from Benilde in the red and the khaki shorts there. So that now is number 1, Josh Notebloom, a freshman. That's number 2, Jackson Hubler. He had a goal tonight, junior mid-attacker. And then Nick Crosby, number 4, had a great night. Next is Blake Weyerhaeuser. He also had one of the 3 goals for the Blake School. And that is number 6, Martin Nelson, a sophomore defender.
Tristan Johnson.
Number 7 next is Tristan Johnson, a freshman attacker. Now Bjorn Holm, he had a great afternoon despite the loss, had a goal, played tough. Number 9, Bjorn Holm. Kyle Lavek, yeah, that kid is tough. He took some hits. He had a goal taken away from him early, which was unfortunate. But Levi Havok, well earned. That's Kyle Meredith, also another great match for the Blake School. Number 11, a senior attacker. And Gavin McDonough, he's a heck of a goaltender. Look at his face. He took some hits, gave way to Tyler Hayes in the second half. That now is number 13, Dakota Johnson. And number 14, Joe Dayton. He is just a freshman. Tyler Hayes, he was the backup goaltender. A lot to be proud of, young man. You played very well despite the score, especially under tough circumstances. There's Noah Reagan, number 16. He played a tough match on defense, gave it all he had. Morgan Swigert, sophomore midfielder, accepting his runner-up medal. And next is number 20, Thomas Nelson. He has showed some spark there late in the match, trying to give his team a little bit of an edge. And there's 23.
Number 22, Sebastian
Don't have his number. Now 22, Sebastian Hovard. Hovard, a sophomore. Now Mason Wurtelman. He had an impact on the game, just a freshman. We're seeing him again in future broadcasts, I'm sure. Christopher Hovard, a senior defender. Had a nice game, called his name quite often. Also Jackson Saunders, number 27, a senior. And last, Bobby Chancellor, also had a great match, one of the better players on the Blake School. He'll be back next year to torment the Red Knights as he gets special congratulations there from Drew Nylander there from Benilde. So a lot of familiarity between these two schools, as now coming forward for the Blake School is Tyler Hayes, number 15, and number 9. Bjorn Holm accepting the runner-up trophy for Section 5 AA Lacrosse. And now the presentation for your undefeated Section 5 champs. Benilde-St. Margaret's begins with a medal to Jack Van Overbeck, a sophomore. He'll be back next year. Seamus Foley, number 2, he'll be back next year. He's just a sophomore. Patrick Burns played a lot. He's just a freshman. Matthew Dowden, he is also a freshman and one of the leading scorers already, so the future looks bright for Benilde. Now, John Brass, number 6, senior mid-attacker. Alex Weber had a nice game tonight, senior. Buzz Williams, senior captain. Very popular player. He plays well. He plays exciting brand of goaltending. Noah Swindlehurst. Senior attacker Jackson Leishow played well, just a freshman. Good things from him to come in the future. Jack Rickman, great on defense, number 12.
Number 16,
Jack Keller, number 16, just a sophomore.
Number 17,
accepting his gold medal now. Joe Rickman, also great defender there, number 17, senior. Shea Kinney Leonhardt. Between him and Swindlehurst, I don't know who has the best name on the Benilde team. They have a lot of interesting names. Seamus Foley, Quinn Elin. Another good name, Jerome Newhouse. Reminds me of an old Dallas Cowboys running back in the day. Pepe Smith got some playing time today. Jack Badnewski, the unsung hero. No question about it, just a sophomore. Boy, that bodes well for Benilde. He's so prolific at those face-off. Quinn Elin, what do I need to say? He had 5 goals. Eric Weber had at least 4 or 5. Next, number 28, Tucker Turton, just a junior. He'll be back next year. 29, Nicholas Carpenter, junior defender.
Number 32,
Drew Nylander. Just a freshman, seeing some action. Caleb Storrs showing lots of talent out there. Just a sophomore. Turner Wine, another great name on this Benilde team. They get the best all-tournament names, I tell you what. And Jack Wrigley, number 44, rounds it out.
From Benilde-St. Margaret's, please come forward.
And now the captains coming forward to accept, for the second year in a row, the Section 5 final championship trophy. Benilde-St. Margaret's, they're ready to take on the state next week as they celebrate their win with that trophy presentation. And that will conclude our broadcast tonight. For Paul Broden, our producer, I'm Robert Christensen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and thanks for joining us. For everyone at ParkTV 16 Sports, have a great night.